Hey, I'm not sure if anybody can see me yet. It says I'm live. If anybody could see me, if you guys could just say hi or something. I see Devin's here and Arson. Hi, it's nice to see you. Oh, awesome, perfect. So it's October 1st, which is crazy. I find that the year has been going by really slow, but also really fast at the same time. I thought tonight would be a great idea to celebrate our September accomplishments and also to plan our October. If anybody is participating in NaNoWriMo this year, you guys know that October is known as Preptober, where we figure out what we're going to write for our NaNoWriMo projects. So I thought it'd be cool to discuss those as well. So I'm just going to let everybody get in, and once we're all here, we're going to do a little bit of celebrating what we did in September. Yeah. So if you guys want to write in the comments where you're coming from, I'm recording this right now from Toronto, which is in Canada. Hi, Devin. Okay, near Toronto, that's cool. So I'm guessing you're in Ontario. Probably not a good idea to say where we are on the internet, but anyways, welcome. It's really great to have you tonight. Thank you for coming. Okay, so I thought that we would start off with a quick little 5-minute sprint. If you have a writing project that you're working on, then by all means go ahead. But I thought that we can take this time to think about what we've accomplished over the month, like what we've done in September. Oh, hi, Sandra from Montreal. Welcome. So yeah, so if you guys could take 5 minutes, I'm going to set a timer, and we are going to just write down anything that you've accomplished in September that you guys are really proud of or something like that. So I'm setting the timer right now, and go. And time, that was 5 minutes. So if you guys can write in the comments what you guys have accomplished in September, I would love to hear about it. I tried to narrow it down to the 3 biggest things that I accomplished. So the first one would be starting this YouTube channel. It was something that I always wanted to do, but really, really scared me because I am very shy, and talking like this in front of people is actually terrifying for me right now. I am so nervous, and this is actually my first live word sprint, so kind of terrified, but hopefully it's going okay. Another thing I did is I published a book. On September 11th, I released the last book in my paranormal trilogy, the Owens Chronicles. Book was called Legacy, and so far the sales have been really amazing, better than I could have expected. A lot of new readers, so that's really cool. And I've also been accepted into round 2 of a sweet romance anthology. So that's what I'm working on tonight as far as writing goes, is I'm really trying to finish my round 2 submission. Just gonna wait for other people to share what they've accomplished. It can be big or small. Oh, so Sandra helped edit a book that was published in September. Congratulations, that's super awesome. I'd love to hear what the book is about, if you want to share. Yeah, these don't actually have to be only about writing. It can also be about just in your life in general, anything that you're proud of for September, even just during this whole COVID thing, if you just like got out of bed and survived as a person, I think that's also a victory these days. Devin, I'm very happy that you survived. Yes, in 2020, that is definitely the top accomplishment. It's crazy what's going on out there, and just getting through your day-to-day life is so much. It seems like it'd be easy because you have so many things that you don't have to do anymore. There's a lot more freedom, I find, for most people, but it just seems so much harder and longer than any other year so far. So I thought that we could do a writing sprint this time, just actually for getting words down on our work in progress. I'm going to be working on the anthology, like I mentioned. So it's a sweet romance. I'm setting it on set because I don't know if everybody knows this, but I am also an actress. So I get a lot of inspiration from my day job. So I'm going to set the timer this time for, we'll go for 15 minutes. So get writing. I'm going to set the timer. Ready, set, and go. And that is time. How did everybody do? I got 204 words, which isn't great, but I was trying to figure out and replot and do stuff like that. But it's still 204 words is better than nothing. I'd also love to hear what you guys are working on. If you don't want to share your word count, just ooh, congratulations, Sandra got 300 words. What project were you working on? If you want to share, of course. Ooh, I love romance novels. Ooh, multitasking, that's cool. Writing or other things? Cool. I like to write lots of different projects at the same time too. As soon as I start publishing, it's got complicated because you actually have deadlines where you have to be finished by a certain date so you can get the book out on time. So I have to schedule my writing now where I have like, okay, so I have to write 3,000 words of this project today. And then if I have any time left over, I can write other things. So far, I'm not really enjoying it so much. I really like to just write whatever I want to write. And whenever I get writer's block, I tend to go over to another project. So it's not cool that I can't really do that right now. But I really like publishing books and finishing things. So I guess there's pros and cons to everything. Okay. So for the next sprint, I thought that we would do something a little bit different. So like the first time when we were thinking of what we accomplished in September, there's like 3 months left to the year, October, November, and December. Ooh, congratulations, Arson got 240 words. Do you want to share what you were working on? I'm very curious. I should stop asking. Yeah, so this sprint, when we get to it, exactly. So Sandra says it's very exciting when you actually publish something. It makes all the hard work seem worthwhile. And I definitely agree. I wrote like hundreds and hundreds of different stories, like tiny little snippets in all kinds of different notebooks. And I never finished any of them. I never got anywhere with them. And it was really cool to have all these stories and all these documents on my computer, but it never really amounted to anything. And then finally, when I published my first book a little over a year ago, it was like, okay, now I can call myself a writer because, it's out there. Other people can read it. Which I guess that was my issue, is that nobody else had ever read my writing before except for my mom. Yeah. Ooh, our son is writing fairy tales. I love fairy tales. That's very cool. Yeah. So this next sprint, I'm going to give us 5 minutes. I think that'll be enough. So think of what you want to accomplish before the year is out. What do you have left to do in 2020? What do you want to do in the next quarter? So I'm going to set the timer. So in 5 minutes, we'll get back here and we can share what we're going to do for the rest of the year. Or, of course, if you just want to keep on writing, you can also write. This is about being productive. So whichever works for you. And go. 45 minutes are up. So you can write down in the comments what your goals are for the rest of the year. I will share mine. So I mentioned that I was accepted into round 2 of a sweet romance anthology, and now I have to submit the full-length submission. We just had to submit 500 words to get into the second round. So for the rest of the year, I'd really like to get into the anthology. That would be really awesome if I made it, which involves I have to finish it, I have to edit it, I have to send it to my alpha readers, maybe some beta readers. It's a maximum of like 8,000 words, I think, but I'm going to put all the stops and do all the editing and all the things in it as if it was a full-length novel. So Sandra wants to complete the novel that she's working on so she can be the author for once. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think everybody has a book in them. Whether or not like they ever write it, I think everybody has enough material or ideas and stuff that they could theoretically write a book. And I really love it when people go after their dreams and actually, because I waited so long before I felt confident enough to publish my book. I always thought that I'd be a better writer or a better storyteller, that I'd have more experience and just, be generally better at everything before I could publish. So it's really cool when people actually go after it and try. And I fully support you. If you need any help, just let me know. I'm right here. Another one of my goals for the year is I want to complete first drafts of my Gifted Chronicles. So the books that I published so far are called the Owens Chronicles, and they follow a girl who's in this world of gifted, which are humans who have supernatural abilities after they die because they have a mission and they can't die until they accomplish their mission. So my second kind of series is going to be about a bunch of others of these gifted. It's going to be probably more paranormal romance than just paranormal YA. So I'm going to focus on the gifteds and their finding their mates and stuff like that. I've already plotted it out, so I just have to write first drafts of the first 3 books in the series. Is what I'd like to accomplish this year, hopefully, fingers crossed. I think it was Sarah Cannon who did this thing where whenever she writes her goals, she writes out her, this would be good, but this would be better, and then this would be the best. So it would be good if I could finish very rough first draft of all 3 books. It would be better if I could have a draft that's ready to be sent to my alpha reader. And it would be best if I had a clean enough draft that had been sent to the alpha and came back and I was ready to start on my second draft for that one. So another goal that I have is to translate Shards of Glass, the first book that I published. I'm in Toronto now, but I'm originally from Montreal. So a lot of my family members and stuff are French, and they keep asking when they'll be able to read my book. So I'm working on translating it, but it's really hard. I'm completely bilingual. I'm super fluent. I can write in French, no problem. But I realized that I don't know how to write a book in French. Dialogue tags are something I realized I didn't know how to do in English either. I was doing them completely wrong, but it's very easy to figure out. In French, it's like sometimes you have a hyphen before somebody talks. Sometimes you have brackets, and then sometimes you have just a comma that implies that somebody's done talking, and it's just really confusing, and I'm going to have to figure that out before I publish this. So that's another one that my good goal would be if I finish Shards of Glass. The better goal would be if I finish Shards of Glass and Prophecy, which is my second book that I published. And then the best goal would be if I translated all of them. That would just be really cool. Very unrealistic, but we can dream. And then my last goal for the rest of the year is I want to grow up here on YouTube. I'm so amazed that I have 6 years tonight. It's so very cool. But I want to be consistent with my videos and publish one or post, I guess. I want to post one video every week. So I generally tend to do them on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Sometimes I add in a little an AuthorTube tag or just an extra one somewhere else during the week. But every Tuesday at 10 a.m. I want to be posting ones that I can be consistent and build an audience. So Arson wants to have a collection of stories ready. Aiming for 10. Wow, that's very ambitious. Are you going to publish these after? Are they like short fairy tales? Or are they long? I'm very curious about this. There's actually fairy tale retellings are really popular, and I have this idea of doing a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I have to do a little bit more research into it because I want to cite it kind of in the time of Vikings, which kind of sounds funny, but I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be really cool someday when I finally get to it. I just have a lot of projects to get to before it, but yeah, I'm excited to hear about your fairy tales. I think we can go for another writing sprint. I'll put this one for 15 minutes. Sounds good. So 15-minute writing sprint starting now. And time is up. How did everybody do? I got 601 words, which will probably need a lot of editing, but they're down there and it's easier to edit words than it is to edit a blank page, is what I've heard. So hopefully there'll be something good in there. I'd love to hear how everybody else did. You can write it in the comments. I think we'll just have a couple more sprints and then we'll call it a night. Ooh, good job. Arson is at 550 words, getting there with his collection of 10 stories. Fairy tales, very cool. So we'll wait for other people to share how their sprinting went. Oh, you got a lot of words. I only got about 300 again. That's really good. I mean, it's really hard to sprint on a timeline. I think the clock sometimes makes me feel like I have a lot of pressure to write really fast or to write really good and stuff like that. You kind of just have to let it go and try. But 300 words is amazing. It's better than if you'd have just sat there and watched TV or something. So you got words down, and that is amazing. Congratulations. So for the next sprint, we have our goals for what we want to accomplish this year. But I thought that we can narrow it down a bit and take a few minutes to, again, you can write if you want to work on your project. That's cool. But if you want, you can also think about what you want to accomplish in October. I want to have one of these live writing sprints every month on the 1st. I'll use StreamYard next time so that I can have a timer on the TV, on the screen, and show your comments and stuff like that. But yeah, so I will be doing one of these every month on the 1st. So if you want to tell me what you want to accomplish in the month of October, when we do this again in November, if you show up, I could be like an accountability partner for you if that's something you're interested in. One of the things I love about having a blog or a YouTube channel and stuff like that is that it keeps you accountable. If you say you're going to publish every week or something like that, then you actually kind of have to publish every week because people are expecting you to. And I'm someone who really needs the accountability to keep me on track. So if you guys want to, we'll do a sprint for 5 minutes. And then at the end of that, if you guys want to tell me what you guys want to work on for the month of October, I would love to help you out with that. And we can revisit it when we come back in November. So I will just set the timer now and we'll do another 5-minute sprint and go. Okay, so the 5 minutes are up. If you guys want to put your October goals in the comments. So for me, I want to write book 1 of the Gifted series. So that's probably going to be a short one, more of an introduction to the series. So I want to finish that in October. I'd like to start translating Shards of Glass, hopefully figure out the dialogue tag so that I can, get that going. And I want to start the Academy series on YouTube. So I have this series that I want to write eventually, like years away from now. And I really want to do well. Like I want to do research into my ideal reader, and to marketing, and to genre tropes, and character development, and arcs, and stories, and plotting. And I want to do all the research and do this like really, really like amazing. This is going to be like my anchor series that people are going to remember me for. So since I want to do it right, and I'm spending so much time researching it, I thought it'd be really cool if I can share videos of everything that I'm learning. And it's also kind of like an A to Z of how to publish, but not really telling you how, just, telling you what I found out, because a lot of people found, when they found out that I published a book, they wanted to know like how I did it, and they seemed really impressed, but actually it's really simple. So I thought I would share, just how I'm going to make this series become the series, starting from nothing and becoming and going from there. Sorry, Siri thought I was talking to her. So those are my goals for October. Arson wants to write every day for at least 1 hour uninterrupted. That's a really good goal. Some people choose how much time they want to spend writing, but it's also really cool to just, give yourself the time. I believe the Pomodoro technique is where you just, set your timer, and it doesn't matter if you're writing or if you're, just staring at the blank page. You just can't do anything else for that time period, and eventually, writing wins over doing nothing. Whereas if you have your phone or you have other things that you can do, you kind of will procrastinate and do other things. I like to procrastinate by writing different stories, but I procrastinate all the time. Sandra wants to complete her rough draft so that she can have someone read it and give her their thoughts. Ooh, exciting. If you want, I would love to read your first draft. I don't know what genre you're writing in or anything like that, but I've been meaning to try being like a beta reader for somebody. I need critique partners, definitely. So if you're interested, I would love to help you out with that. Also, I think I forgot to mention this, but I'm doing the Milwordy challenge, which Kate Kavanaugh started this. She's another author tuber, where you have 1 year to write 1 million words, which is like really crazy. It comes to about 3,000 words per day. I started September 1st, which was like the day that she was starting her challenge. And so I have my stats here, because in case anybody else is doing Milwordy, it'd be really cool if you can share what you're at as well. I'm at 198,627 words, which is really exciting, but I also don't really think it's so accurate, because now that I know how to do dialogue tags properly, I went through the books that I published before figuring it out, and I had to fix all the dialogue tags on them. So I reread the books and did editing, so it counted as in my Milwordy, because we're counting things like if you're editing or writing newsletters and plotting and stuff like that. But I kind of feel like I'm cheating. So for actually like drafting first drafts of things, I only have 35,679 words. So I think I'll probably need a lot of the editing words to get to 1 million. That's where I'm at with that. Not doing is called Milwordy, is what Devin wrote. Very true, but nil would be that you're not going to write anything for a year. I'm sure you're going to write some words, just even writing in this chat. I think some people are counting things like that. Like anytime they type out anything, I think they're counting it. Some people are also doing half Milwordy, I think they're calling it. And one girl, I thought it was such a cool idea. She's doing half of it writing, so she has to write 500,000 words this year, and then she has to read 500,000 words, which I think is such a cool idea because when I started publishing books and having to actually write on a deadline, I stopped reading for fun because I spent so much time like reading books on craft and reading books in my genre and then rereading the books that I wrote, and like it was like reading was a thing that I did to study more than for fun. So I thought it was a really cool idea to make it something that you were going to do. Like, I have to read 500,000 words this year. Like, I have to, sorry, part of a challenge. Thought that was really cool. So if anybody else wants to do another sprint, let me know in the comments. I'm down. I probably will be writing for the rest of the evening. But if not, I think this was a very scary but an awesome first attempt at word sprints. So if you guys want to come back in November on the 1st, I don't know if I'll do it at night or in the day because I think it's a Sunday or something. Yeah, I will keep you guys posted on where I am at. And I can also, if you guys are interested, keep you guys accountable for what you wrote, whether or not you've achieved your goals. And if anybody wants to do more writing sprints, I believe that I believe Sarah Sutton is doing some tonight as well. So if you want to go check out that when you leave me, I will not be offended. That might be where I'm going to pop over right now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for spending your evening with me. It really means a lot. So I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy the rest of your night.